Yeah, in slum national, underground, thunder bounce when I stomp the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan, you can't stop a train. Who wants some, don't come unprepared, I'll be there. But when I leave there, better be a household name. Weatherman telling us it ain't gon' rain. So now we sitting in a drop top soaking wet. In the silk suit, trying not to sweat. Hit somersaults without the net. But this be the year that we won't forget. 1999.
We in the building, Giz. So we kind of missed out on this national tournament. We're gonna start about that, and what we're gonna do is throw out a challenge to anybody in Lifetime and every club, and we're gonna tell you that anybody who wins this tournament, we want to see if we can get you guys out to Roseville and challenge us to a game. We missed the deadline for the cutoff, but we want to make sure, or we'll come to you. We'll make it an away game for us. We just need a time and date. But whoever wins it, we want to throw our hat in the ring. So, you know, not calling out nobody too bad, but we want to make sure we kind of get a name for ourselves. Anyway, so let's get going with the games for tonight. We had some battles, guys. There was some very good games. I think we started with what, Arizona and Pepperdine.
Yep.
That game wasn't very close. Let's just be honest. It wasn't a close game.
No, Dion had a triple-double. Yeah, it was 76-54 blowout for sure.
Yeah, Deion Taylor scored a triple-double. That's pretty good. I mean, I think he set most of the second half. He didn't play a whole lot in the second.
Yeah, that was probably mostly first half.
Yeah. But 76-54, obviously the game wasn't very close. It's tough without your best player, man. Ralph, again, he missed another game. It's starting to become a trend. I don't see Ralph in hardly any of the games anymore. I don't know, man. You got to make sure you can make it to the games. It's kind of tough when your best player's missing.
Yeah, it's hard on my predictions too. Like when guys don't show up, I don't know how to predict. You know?
I think you still predicted them losing with Ralph, so.
Yeah, I still did. Yeah.
He just did a better game. So.
Right.
But anyway, so moving forward, the next game I guess the matchup of the night is kind of what we all expected. We were all waiting for was the two undefeated teams, Syracuse versus Michigan.
Right. And you remember at the end of last show, I called Syracuse by 5. It was Syracuse by 6, 69-63. Syracuse is 5-0 now.
Yeah.
Undefeated, the only undefeated team left. They're obviously now the top dog, top contenders. Michigan battled, but you know they got a long way to go. Yeah,
they definitely separated themselves tonight. The game was very competitive. Marcus and Ben made shot after shot, a lot of big shots. Manny played well. It was a good game. Michigan fought. Just at the end of the day, man, Syracuse is a tough team to beat.
Yeah, it's those three. I mean, they all work good together, but them Ryan Nakamura, Justin Willis, and
Manny.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard. Manny's probably, after watching everyone, I think Manny's probably the most skilled big that we have.
I don't know. John's pretty.
John. But the thing about John is, I don't know. I mean, he is a big, but he plays like a guard, but he's huge, you know. So you're right. John is pretty skilled too.
But Manny's right there. Manny's tough.
Yeah.
He's. It's definitely, like I said, that team is gonna pose problems down the stretch because there's not a lot of weaknesses. And Michigan's a good team. You know, my prediction was Michigan. Again, Syracuse showed up and they just really said, Herm, you're wrong. And I got to humbly bow down and say, you're right. I messed up, made a mistake. My prediction was off. However, there were some chances that Michigan had to pull that game out, but a couple turnovers down the stretch. They were down by 3, I think, with about 45 seconds left to go in the game, and they turned the ball over at half court with the ball. So, and that game kind of got away from them at the end. They had a couple, key turnovers down the stretch, but.
Right. And what did you talk to Justin, right? What did he have to say?
I talked to Justin. Justin made some good points, and actually, we actually got a chance to catch up with Justin, and this is what he had to say. So I'm here with Justin Willis after a big win. That was the matchup of the night, man. Syracuse versus Michigan. It was a big win tonight, man. You guys played very well. Again, I want to find out what are the keys to victory tonight.
The key, it was a team win. We always say that, but we wanted to compete. And if you want to get a win, you have to have all 5 guys compete who are on the floor. So that was our key. And we said that we were going to come out, and we knew we were the 2 best teams, so we were going to figure it out how to win.
Oh, you guys look good. Aside from the fact you guys could not buy a free throw, it seemed like you guys couldn't hit. What was going on tonight?
I don't know. Free throws aren't free. You got to knock them down. And that left we missed layups in the first half, free throws in the second, and when you do that, you leave the door open, and we have to fix that next game.
All right, man. Good game, man. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, bro.
Justin was so as you see, Justin really talked about that was a good team win, and I think he's right. I think that team really worked well. Ryan played really well. Manny played really well. I mean, that team is tough to beat when they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, any day. I mean, they're still 4-1, so they're still right there. Who knows how it's going to end up once we start the playoffs in a few weeks. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait. That matchup is very, very impressive. I think that there's one more team we're going to talk about with North Carolina. I want to see that matchup now. I think they now match up better with their big three because Taylor Lapsus finally showed back up. He made it back in town in that initial game. And
Arizona?
In North Carolina.
North Carolina.
No, I'm sorry, Arizona. I apologize. It was Arizona.
Right.
Yeah, Taylor Lapsus came back with Deion.
Yeah, they look like a squad now, Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona is now, they're now competitive. So
Right.
I think their big three now will make it tough for any other team as well.
Yeah, I think Arizona, and then I know we're going to talk about Duke in a second, but Arizona and Duke to me are like the second half's a different season for these guys.
Right.
They're starting to come up.
Yeah, they're a tale of two halves. They're definitely competitive as well. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're doing pretty well now.
Right.
So and then with the third game of the evening,
Duke and Gonzaga.
Duke and Gonzaga. Now this was an interesting matchup. Duke came in. I think I don't know if I had them favored. I think you had them favored.
Yeah.
I thought Gonzaga was going to win the game. I thought that they were too deep. But I just keep getting wrong predictions. So I guess you bet against me, you're going to win. But I just was surprised. John again is a handful.
It's just John. Like to me, John is just a beast. Like to me, he honestly seems like the best player on the court. Like no matter what team he plays.
Right.
And the other guys on the team, McCory and those other guys, they're great at working with him, getting him the ball in open situations. Mm-hmm. And that's what I recognized last week, and that's why I moved him up the rankings over Gonzaga and predicted they would beat Gonzaga. And it turned out to be true. Eric didn't have a typical night like Eric does.
Right.
And you could tell. I mean, it was close, 70-76, but it's like I thought.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man. I think they played well. I think that at the end of the day, those guys, they were frustrated with themselves more than anything else. I think they had a game plan to double team or triple team John, and they tried it. And right. I think he still had around 40 points.
Oh, man.
I don't think it's very easy to stop the guy. I mean, I think they're going to find that he's very creative around the basket. He's strong.
That guy can play with anybody, probably in this whole league nationwide.
Yeah, I think the other leagues got to watch out when we play the All-Star game or when we play our Vegas trip. It's going to be tough because John is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Yeah. I think people got to take notice. And professional teams as well. I think John, he just got done playing overseas, so the guy's he's in good shape, and he's also still sharp.
It seems like he should be playing on some kind of pro level at some kind. Like, he's just big and skilled, and he's just good, man. He needs to be playing somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm glad he plays with us.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough. I seen the winning team had big Zach Andrews on it last time. I think he might want to take notice, man. But Big John's coming, man. Like I say, Roseville, we're not too far off, guys. We missed the deadline for the registration, but we want to make some noise. So look out for us, man. We're going to invite the champs to our place, and we want to invite you and have dinner and all that stuff. But we want to give you a good old-fashioned butt whooping.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we want to do.
If nothing else, we'll be there in spring for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely we'll make a trip. So we're not going anywhere. So you might have missed the first one, we're still coming. So we're gonna leave with that message also. So
right. And the last game, man, was crazy. Like it's pretty low scoring, a little rough in the beginning. The field goal percentage was pretty bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then Darius just stepped. It was actually, honestly, Chris Collins was playing good.
Yes.
For North Carolina.
Yes.
He was hitting. I think he had 21 points, like 11 rebounds, so he got a double-double.
Yeah.
But then Darius came in. He got a double-double.
Yeah.
I
honestly, it was a tough game. Sammy Strotter played extremely well defensively and on the rebound in the glass. He got a lot of rebounds. He got a lot of steals. The dude, he played really well. I think he's a big addition to that team. What really hurts North Carolina is no Austin Brewer.
Right. If you showed it would be a different squad.
Yeah, I got to call the APB out on Austin Brewer. I haven't seen him in a few weeks, and I think that this is hurting his team chances. I think had he showed up tonight, the game would have been drastically different.
Oh, yeah, they would have won.
Austin's going to at least give you 9 to 10 points.
Yeah, I would for sure think Austin would have won if they showed up. And, I actually predicted that they were going to win, but I didn't. And actually, let's take a look at how the game ended.
So as you can see, that last shot it wasn't skill, it was more of a luck situation, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And someone else uttered those same sentiments. We actually caught up with Darius Wright, the guy who made that last shot. We're going to go to him now. So I'm here with Darius from Team Oregon, and he made the game-winning shot tonight. You guys had to lead for exactly 2 seconds the whole game. Was that your guys' strategy tonight?
You know, it was a rough night. You know, some nights they don't fall. It's like a lid on the basket for us, but we got lucky with the lucky bounce tip out, and luckily it went in.
That was a big shot, man. You guys struggled pretty much the whole game, and to win that last shot, that was a big shot. So I think you guys actually won.
No, be serious.
Oh, we're getting photobombed.
You was getting D'd up, and the ball just got kicked out to you.
So Sam's trying to believe he got D'd up. And we're with both guys now. So this is the guy that actually the shot was made on. Bringing in Sam's trying to.
He know who it was on. It wasn't on me. That's all I got to say.
Okay, so as you can see, they didn't appreciate the loss. He played good defense, but you know sometimes the ball doesn't roll your way. Darius Wright came in and kind of saved the day. So what do you think the strategy is going forward? You think that's a good recipe for success?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than good, so it worked out for us.
All right, man. Good game. Maybe we'll see you next week. All right, brother. Okay, as you can see, we got photobombed by Sammy Strider. He decided to, I guess, to give his take on what happened down the stretch.
And that guy's hilarious.
He's a good guy. I like Sammy. Sammy, just so you guys know, he's a former NFL player. Does a pretty good job at bombing the photo. So he's a good guy, though. He did a good job at defensively on Darius most of the game. I mean, the last play he lost track of him. It happens. He went for the rebound. He probably should have boxed Darius out, but again, that's just one of those plays you can't really predict.
Right, and it was cool because that game was, to be honest, kind of like just real low scoring and not very exciting until Darius and Chris both started hitting.
Yeah.
But the end, that made it great.
Oh yeah, you know, and Darius was actually 0 for 4 going into that last possession. From the three-point line, he made no threes the whole game, and then ended up hitting the game winner. So, pretty impressive. However, it's going to be a tough test down the stretch because guys got to win out. We're only taking 6 teams in the playoffs, so 2 teams will not be there. But it looks like it's kind of starting to shape up. Gonzaga has to win. Oregon has to win. Duke has to win. Right. But there's some good games out there. Syracuse, I know they're feeling good, but Michigan, I know they want a rematch. I think it's going to be a good telltale down the next few games. But again, Chris Collins had a great game the last one. Yep. He played phenomenal. He didn't miss many shots. I think he shot over 50%. He took like 22 shots, so he played very well.
He just needed help.
Yeah, and the help is there with Austin Brewer. Again, the APB is still out on him. Right. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I hope he shows up. I know he keeps missing the games for whatever reasons, but the team misses him. I know they need him big time in order to be competitive in this league. Yep. You know, the guy obviously averaging around 30 points a game, so I think he could have gave him 10 points.
Right.
And that would have been a difference between the game. But, you know, you can't do nothing about the past. You got to move forward.
And him not showing up messed up my prediction. I was 3-1. If he would have showed up, I would have been 4-0.
Well, you know, sometimes that's the way the cards fall. So, right. But thank you guys for taking a look at our video. And again, messages out there. We want to make sure everyone knows we're coming. And we'll see you guys at the next event. Unless someone backs out, then we'll be at this one.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah.